Hi, this is Eric Davis here of NFL Network. Sorry about the 49ers. You're 49ers. So the list is Chris Borland,
Yes.
Patrick Willis, Justin Smith, Anthony Davis. They've all retired. Eric Reed walked back some comments yesterday as well. He's pretty young.
Yeah.
Third season coming up. What's going on there?
I don't know. I'm not sure if they know.
Is something going on?
Well, you had a coach that a lot of the players, let's get beyond the like or dislike of Jim Harbaugh. What the players that were there, the veteran players that were there, the Frank Gores, the Patrick Willises, the Justin Smith, what they did believe in was the fact that they would win with his leadership, with the system that he put in place, and that's gone. And I think that has affected the core group. I personally believe that if Jim Harbaugh were still there, Frank Gore would be there. I think Patrick Willis would have tried another season because I think they would have all believed that they would have been able to have an opportunity to push for a championship.
Listen, there are a lot of players out there that don't like their coach.
Yes.
Okay? But it's one thing to not like your coach and maybe hold out, right? Although holdouts with the new CBA are kind of futile. It's another thing to request a trade. Tell your agent, get me out of here. But to retire, I mean, that's a leap. Patrick Willis, we're talking about a guy that will get consideration for Canton. Justin Smith, granted, he's a lot older. His retirement's not that much of a shocker. But to just say, you know what? I want to go home when I have a lot of earning power, I have my youth. That's something totally different.
Definitely. For Patrick Willis and Justin Smith, and even though, as you said, he's getting older, I still think Cowboy would have come back. Patrick Willis, he had some bad dogs.
Sure.
Okay, he had the Fred Flintstone feet from stopping cars, but he would have. He had fought through it all those other years. I do believe he would have tried to fight through it. And you're right, it's a little different than saying I want out of here. There's a system change. Whenever you have a new head coach come in, you're going to have, even if it's someone on the staff, he's going to start doing things his way. It does say a lot about how the guys feel about the next guy in charge. I don't think Tom Sula took that job with the impression or understanding or belief that Patrick Willis, Frank Gore, Justin Smith, Borland, that those guys wouldn't be there. Borland's an interesting case to me, and I think a lot of that is education. I actually applaud him for that. I think some of the things and some of the information that players are getting now, that right there is a player utilizing the information that he's been given.
Cannot begrudge anyone who decides, for whatever reason, health-related.
No, I mean,
I want to go home. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
your body, man.
I grew up in a world playing football in which, a guy would tear up his knee or his ankle. You'd get the information. Can I go? Can these things happen? It was one of those injuries that it was tangible, and this is what happens, and these are the consequences if you continue to play. Heads, you just got dinged and you kept going. Now these guys are being told these are the consequences. He decided that wasn't enough. Those other players, being a part of the organization for almost a decade, they were part of that losing. They learned to win. They were hungry to win. They started winning. Jim Harbaugh disappearing affected them. It's going to affect that locker room. I'm interested. There are still some good players there. But now we truly get to see if the organization built that team the way everyone believed it to be. Because the belief is that it's a very deep roster.
Well, but look at the deep division they're in. And this is Eric Davis, my colleague from NFL Network and a former 49er broadcaster as well. In that division, you can't say they're anything but the fourth team in that division right now, can you?
You know what? I wouldn't put them fourth right now.
Who'd you have ahead of them?
I can't put
behind
the
them?
I can't put the Rams there yet.
You can't, not yet.
Not yet until I see some quarterback play.
Okay.
I mean,
do you think they've
I know
upgraded?
You have Foles. Yes,
or maybe
I don't know yet.
They've made a change for the sake of making a change.
They made a change, yes. So that's the one thing. So because of the quarterback play, I would still put them the fourth team right now. But you know what? It's by a nose, man. It really is. So now I want to see what's going to happen there. But the thing with these teams, it's not about a player. And with the 49ers, it was never about a player. And everyone always said, if you get a quarterback, if you get this, if you get that, it's about a philosophy. What is your philosophy? How do you win? How do you prepare? How are you expected to perform? What is your belief in what it is that you're doing? How strongly do you believe that the system works? There are a lot of ways to win, man. Parcells did it away. Belichick does it away. Bill Walsh did it a certain way. George Seifert did it a certain way. Up in Pittsburgh, Tomlin, everyone has a way in which they can win and you can be productive, but do the players believe? I'm not sure if the 49ers players believe in the system right now with the new guy in charge. Time will tell. Those other teams in their division, they believe in their systems. So now the Rams quarterback play, if they get that, it's going to be tough for the 49ers not to be the fourth team.
I said upgrade. I think the better way to describe it with the Rams is change for changing. It remains to be seen if Nick Foles is an upgrade. Now, a couple of years ago, those numbers were fantastic. Sam Bradford had his moments, certainly. Took the Rams as a rookie to the verge of the postseason. That Week 17 game on NBC against the Seahawks didn't happen. Seattle got in with the not-so-nice record and whatever. It's gone from there. But Sam has battled health issues. Now they have Nick Foles in there. And everyone's saying good things about Nick Foles early, both internally and to the media as well. Get out there and play a game, and we'll see what happens. I'm personally confident in Nick Foles. And I'm also curious to see what that defense does now, second year, and what they do. Because the second half of the season, that defense hit its stride. When you go sackless in September, I mean, with all that talent on the front line, you scratch your head and say, what the heck is going on here?
You know what? You get Chris Long healthy, Robert Quinn's back healthy. I mean, you got the big boy right at that 3 tech that's fighting up the middle. I mean, that was a steal last year for them. In the draft.
Aaron
Donald. And you look at the players that they have on that front four, I think it's going to be hard for them not to be a good defense. They're better than advertised on the back end of their defense. You're going to get players like Tim McDonald Jr. To continue to grow in the middle of the field. I mean, they're big and strong in the middle, so I think that's going to happen. And at the quarterback position, if Nick Foles can just stay healthy, it's an upgrade.
And if you get something from Todd Gurley, let me tell you, if. And look, he could be puppetless to start the season, but when he gets going, that kid is electric. That's why they took him where they took him. This is Eric Davis here from NFL Network.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.